Guys, the new Ford Ranger is here and it is confirmed this is actually coming to the United States. So what I want to talk about is some of the spec and tech, of course, and then we need to talk about this design because I made a redesign of this on the Sketch Monkey channel. I made a redesign of the regular Ford Ranger, talking about the small changes I want to see in the front end. And it looks like every single point, pretty much every single point that I wanted to see changed in the Ranger has actually been changed here for the Raptor. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to compare the regular one to the Raptor, show you the changes, and talk about those. I never really understood why they didn't bring the previous generation Ford Ranger Raptor here into the US, because it made absolutely zero sense. To me, the Ford Ranger Raptor feels like it would be a really good seller here in the States. So I'm really glad that they bring this over. I might even have bought this instead of my Ram Rebel if this was available to me here when I was buying a truck. But now I can finally stop wondering, because the brand new one is in fact reaching our shores. And when it comes to the design, there's one thing in the front end that I'm really happy about. More on that a little later when we compare it to the regular Ranger. So the new Ranger Raptor is powered by a twin turbocharged 3-liter unit that produces a very robust 392 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 10-speed automatic, which we're used to by now. Now these figures, the power figures, they might change for the US version. They might bump it up a little bit, which I hope that will be cool. But still, 392 horsepower in this package is pretty, I mean, that's a pretty good deal in my opinion. It's wider than the regular Ranger thanks to its fender flares, and it sits on 33-inch BF Goodrich K02 all-terrain tires, which seems to be the manufacturer preferred tire, because I see these tires on every single brand new truck or off-road vehicle coming out from the factories. But the Ranger also gets the 2.5-inch diameter adaptive Fox shocks instead of the 3.1-inch that we have in the Ford Ranger Raptor and the Bronco Raptor as well. As with the F-150, the interior is really a massive step forward compared to the previous generation. You have a large 12-inch touchscreen, and the gauge cluster is also digital now in this new Ranger. So let's have a look right here on this Ranger Raptor and see what really changed from the regular one. So the main issue, the biggest deal that I had with the Ranger when I first saw it, the normal one up here, is that this, I call this the rubber band. If you've seen the Sketch Monkey redesign on the Sketch Monkey channel, you know what I'm talking about, and that's this black piece right here. It's not, I just don't feel it, you know. I don't feel the way it sits and intrudes on the bumper here. It looks like a rubber band that someone has stretched from underneath, right here, stretched from underneath and then just slapped over the nose or something so that it holds something down. It looks like it's holding the bumper together from not falling apart or something like that. It feels out of place. I just didn't want to have this thing, this black piece right in the middle of the grill, this rubber band holding the bumper. And yes, we have a lot of kittens at the moment. If you hear some noises in the background, that's going to be foster kittens, but they're getting adopted this weekend, so maybe we can have a calmer office moving forward, but I still love them. Now, looking how they solved this issue, or I don't know if it's an issue for you, it's an issue for me. They decided to go with a more traditional looking front end, and this looks so much better. I wish this was the front face of the regular Ranger as well, without this piece that I don't understand why they put it here. This looks so much better. You have now a piece of body color that stretches from one point to the other. And now might as well say hello to Alan here, because he's going home this weekend. He just likes to climb up on my desk and check out my redesign. So yeah, this is Alan, and then we have Betty down there, and they're going together. So I'm really happy about that. Siblings going to a new home together is pretty much the best thing that can happen to you when you're fostering kittens. Now, let's go back to the Ranger Raptor here. You see that it stretches from one point to the other, and I really love that because it creates a wider stance. And it is also, on top of that, it is in fact a wider truck because of these. You see how much bigger these fender flares are compared to the normal one that barely has any. It's just a plastic piece right here. And here we have them sticking out in an angle further out. It reminds me a little bit of the Bronco Sasquatch, or maybe non-Sasquatch package, and it looks really, really good. This is exactly what I wanted to see, moving from this design, bigger, fatter tires, a little bit of fatter fenders, and then changing this grille. I also put this Ford grille style in my redesign, and it looks, as I said, a lot better. Another little detail that you have here is the grille design. They actually changed this a lot more than I was expecting them to. And what I mean by that, if you look at this design right here, it looks very irregular, it looks very insecure in its lines, because we have so many curvatures and lines that I don't know what the designers are thinking. Do you want to have a straight line, or is it supposed to be a curve? What's going on here? And it's totally different from the top, where you have a very confident structure of the top part of the grille. So this line right here is also another piece that they changed down here in the grille, making it more in line with the top part as well, having it be a lot more confident right like this. And also this now goes into the LEDs and creates overall a 100 times better looking front end than the regular Ranger, in my opinion. Now let's have a look at the rear view. There's not a lot going on in the rear, but there's still some changes here that you can see. For example, you have the dual tailpipes here, which I love that Ford is doing with the Raptor models on the Ford F-150 as well. I think that looks really good. I'm not a fan when you have a tailpipe just sticking out like here, like that on the side. It just doesn't look too good to me. It looks annoying. I want to have symmetry when I look at the rear end, and also looks like two bazookas shooting the truck forward. I really like that. And then you can see the articulation here with the Fox 2.5-inch adaptive shocks right there, doing its thing on the off-road trail right here. Ellen, we already say hello, so you have to go down until I'm done with the video, okay? Great. See you later, friend. And I also think, I'm not sure, but it looks like the taillights here are a little smoked out. Could be wrong. It might be the lighting, because here this rear end is in the shade, while here it looks like it's in the sunshine. So I might be wrong about that, but it kind of looks like the taillights are a little smoked out. But the biggest changes are, of course, the fender flares right here and these BF Goodrich wheels looking really proper on this. I want to have a quick look at the side view. There's not a lot to talk about here, but I wanted to show you the details in some trim pieces that I changed from the regular one to the Raptor. For example, this piece right here, I'm not sure if this is functional. Probably not, but it still looks Raptor-ish to me, having something at this point right here. But this is the view where you can really see the difference in tires. So here we have more of a road comfortable highway tire, and then it changes up to this Raptor with a lot more sidewall on it to be able to conquer those heavy rough trails. And I think it looks better with the 17-inch wheels and the bigger sidewall of tires. And it also has 33-inch tires here, where these are probably just regular road going size tires. Now there is no details on pricing yet, but I think this will be a very good deal, specifically now that they bring it here to the US. I think a lot of people are excited about that. I am, for one, because I think we need more performance performance trucks that are in the mid category, so mid-size, not full-size. We have a lot of full-size. We have the TRX, we have the Raptor, for example. Chevy not really in the game yet. Maybe they will at some point. But when it comes to this price range right here, I think this is a lot more attractive these days when prices are skyrocketing. So people still want to go off-road, have some fun, do some high-speed off-roading. They have this option now here in the US to buy the Ranger Raptor. And when it comes to the design, as I said, I think it's small changes. This is a proper example where small changes just makes a massive difference in the front end. And you also see that we have this typical Ford Raptor chamfer here around the headlights, which are really like specifically on the first generation Ford F-150, and they still keep doing that today to kind of emphasize the width, the beefiness and the stance of the Raptor. So very well done by Ford. They're also starting to feel like they're having a lot of fun in their design department with the Bronco F-150 Raptor. And I also love these sketches that they put up, the official sketches for pretty much every new model that they've released the past couple of years. Well done, Ford. I can't wait to see this in real life.